Professor Ian Holliday, Vice President and Pro-Vice Chancellor for Teaching and Learning, Professor Rosie Young, Professor Leah Mack, Mr. Carl Wu, our guest of honors, Dr. Matthew Choi, the Chairman of the Hong Kong University Medical Alumni Association, colleagues, friends, students, and most importantly, our graduates and their family today. Good afternoon. Allow me to first express my excitement in being entrusted by the university to serve you as the 41st Dean of the Li Ka-shing Faculty of Medicine, starting yesterday. I joined the university to learn my trade as a young lecturer in medicine in 1992, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunities offered to me to grow into what I am now. I discovered my strongest sense of belonging to the university between 2007 and 2010, when I was invited back to my alma mater, the University of Dundee in Scotland, to serve as her first chair of rheumatology. It was then that I realized my love for the University of Hong Kong was as strong, if not stronger, than what I had for Dundee, and that I must pay back. I thank the University of Hong Kong for giving me a second chance to do so, allowing me to return in 2010, and of course, now, this greatest honor that I have to walk and work side by side with you as your dean for the next 5 years. I promise I will not let you down. Now let me read my annual letter to you. Moving with the times. I start with good news that we have had over the past few months. The faculty has received some very encouraging feedback about the quality of our teaching and research. In September, the Medical Council of Hong Kong, MCHK, conducted its regular review of the MBBS program and gave growing initial feedback about our facilities and our students, and that we are progressing in all the right directions in training the healthcare professionals of tomorrow. With that, I wish to thank all members who were involved in the exercise and helped to showcase our strengths during the visit. Let me highlight two things that this feedback reveals. First, we do not cease to stay abreast of new developments and find opportunities to lead the way, most recently with generative AI. I will give a more detailed account on this later. Second, our achievements are made possible because of the hard work and commitment of our staff and students. As a faculty, we cultivate this commitment by putting people first, whether they are new or existing staff, new or existing students, or, like yourselves after today, alumni of HKUMed. We look after all of our relationships and all of our people, and I hope our new graduates will view today not as an end, but as the beginning of the next stage of your journey with the faculty. Our success will depend as much on how we tackle them as what we do. We have therefore adopted a bottom-up approach that involves input from both students and staff, from our people at all levels, on everything from figuring out the best way to incorporate new technologies into the classroom to identifying new collaboration points among disciplines. This input is helping my team and I to develop forward-looking strategies and deepen our networks across Hong Kong, the region, and the world, including with our alumni, of course, so that we can strengthen the impact of our work. Enriching experience, a prime area where we are going above and beyond is in education. As you will all have experienced, an education at HKUMed is not only about building skills and knowledge. We aim to provide enrichment opportunities to all students so that they can gain deeper insights about themselves, the chosen professions, and society in general. We first embedded enrichment experiences in MBBS curriculum effectively carving out time for students to explore other disciplines, spend time in other parts of the world, develop their research skills, and/or serve the community. And this has proven to be very successful. Over the past couple of years, several students who pursued the Master of Research program in their enrichment year had the research papers published in world-renowned journals. This year, we added a distinguished Med Scholar track, which admitted 60 outstanding students who will receive intensive research training in their enrichment year with a view towards PhD studies after they complete their MBBS. At the same time, enrichment experiences are being rolled out across almost all our other programs. Nursing has a life enrichment learning program that offers opportunities for exchanges to top universities overseas, as well as services activities, research attachments, and more. Similarly, pharmacy's enrichment modules give students opportunities for overseas exchanges, while its experiential education program takes students into a wide variety of settings, from clinics to hospitals to industry. Biomedical Sciences took students on an education trip to Singapore early this year and has launched a new entrepreneurship capstone course that provides hands-on experience in the world of startups. Students from the Global Health Development Program spent 6 months being mentored by leading organizations such as United Nations agencies in places such as Jakarta in Indonesia, Phnom Penh in Cambodia, and Sao Tome in Africa, to name a small selection of the opportunities offered to our students. The interesting thing is this: enrichment is not a one-way provision. The faculty recognizes that our students can also enrich us and our curriculum, especially in this age of rapid technological changes and advance. Our students as partners. Over the past 4 years, medical students have been encouraged to become involved in teaching and curriculum development through our Students in Medical Education initiatives, SIME, S-I-M-E for short, which also recognizes that teaching is an important part of a professional life of healthcare workers. This is closely intertwined with technological development because novel technologies are new to teachers and students alike. And we must learn from each other how to tap the potential as well as address issues such as authenticity, privacy, and data security. To advance both goals and extend them to students in all programs, we recently appointed Dr. Gary Lau Kui Gai as the Director of Education Technology and SIME. Under the SIME program, students have partnered with educators to co-design over 20 teaching and learning innovations, such as interactive e-learning sets, interactive diagrams, and gamified learning. They have also been involved as near-peer tutors in problem-based learning sessions and online sessions for preclinical students. This year, we will introduce near-peer tutors for clinical students. There is certainly room for such initiatives in our other programs in future. Some of the above involve new technologies. Many of our students have been playing with and using technological devices from infancy, and they are well positioned to give rich and useful feedback on what is and is not useful to learning. SIME can help us, as a faculty, move with the times and with our students. Adopting AI and other technologies, we adopt new technologies to enhance our work, not simply because they are there, and we have a strong record of succeeding in this goal. The MCHK accreditation team gave us early positive feedback on our adoption of cutting-edge technologies such as virtual patient simulator and virtual reality in nursing, the TechMeds, and the Anatomage. Digital assessments and telehealth have been integrated into our teaching, and in the past few months, a lot of effort has been focused on generative AI, which offers a good example of how HKUMed and the university as a whole are responding to technological change. The university has issued a policy and guidelines to all faculties and developed training materials for both teachers and students. Here at HKUMed, we adapted the policy to provide more elaborate guidance to students to ensure the use of generative AI still aligns with the registration standards for professional licensing bodies. Moreover, with a generous 30 million donation from Mr. Li Ka-shing, which the faculty has matched, we will be expanding our digital teaching and learning capacity through hardware, software, and human capital. Our focus will be on generative AI, big data, and informatics. And we will be providing grants and scholarships to students with academic excellence in AI technologies. I would like to point out here that the first year of our revised BSc Bioinformatics program has attracted high-quality students. We have already identified some ways in which AI can offer unique input into learning, such as analyzing team interpersonal communication skills and teaching students how to train data to help interpret X-ray results. Mix and match. Our strategy for teaching and learning involving students in curriculum development and the adoption of transformative technologies finds an echo in our research strategy too. We are rewarding young talent through Hong Kong U Research Fellowship Scheme for clinical academics, which has been enhanced for more inclusive and allow for overseas research training. We are also making concerted efforts to break down barriers, especially between disciplines, and encouraging a bottom-up approach. Earlier in spring, we piloted a series of mini-retreats for chairs and directors of departments and schools to help cultivate more synergies for research collaborations between clinicians and scientists. Following from that, the School of Clinical Medicine launched its research mixes, which are open to staff across HKUMed. The mixes have a format. Brief talks are given around the chosen theme, followed by informal discussions over lunch. The first mixer, held in June, was on that topic we are all talking about, AI and big data in medicine. And the second was on cancer and personalized medicine. These gatherings encourage our scholars to share their ideas about complex issues, and we hope consider how they can join together to answer them. Already, the mixes have made progress through the establishment of the Research Data Collaboration Task Force. This will guide the formation of a framework and ultimately a facility for big data collaboration that all researchers in the faculty will be able to share, assess, and utilize. I have also used the Dean's Fund to establish the HKUMed Collaboration Booster Fund to support a team science approach towards high-impact, innovative projects that have high translational potential. The emphasis on collaboration also finds tangible form in our ongoing efforts to develop biomedical engineering. We have received 28 million Hong Kong dollars from the University Grants Committee to upgrade the Pauline Chan building with dedicated facilities for biomedical engineering, such as digital health lab, 3D printing lab, and medical robotics lab. The work will be completed in the next academic year. We will also be working with the faculties of engineering and dentistry to co-host the Biomedical International Symposium next June. Another promising development is the planned Greater Bay Area International Clinical Trial Institute, announced in the policy address of Hong Kong's Chief Executive in October. HKUMed has cross-disciplinary expertise in clinical trials and associated networks in the GBA in Hong Kong, and we are most keen to contribute to this initiative. In global networks, collaboration is not only encouraged within the university. Our scholars work closely with their counterparts around the world. These global networks are critical for advancing research to benefit patients, as our work during the COVID-19 pandemic showed. Last month, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Hong Kong Jockey Club that provides us with a special donation to establish the Hong Kong Jockey Club Global Health Institute that headquarters at HKUMed. We will be collaborating with the University of Cambridge and the International Vaccine Institute to centralize and coordinate pandemic preparedness at the academic and industrial levels, to translate research into practical preventative interventions such as vaccines, and to advance the equitable access and affordability of these interventions and technologies. At the same time, Professor Yuan Gok-yong has teamed up with Professor David Ho of Columbia University, who has worked with HKUMed for many years, to create a global pandemic research alliance. They are building on the legacy of Hong Kong and HKU in dealing with pandemics and infectious diseases over more than a century. And they have brought in partners, including the University of Melbourne, Duke, Singapore National University, Tsinghua University, and Guangzhou National Laboratory. These initiatives come alongside our ongoing collaborations. In just the past 3 months, we held a symposium with the Francis Crick Institute on Infection, Immunity, Stem Cell, Cancer Research, and Emerging Biomedical Technologies, and a joint symposium with the University of Cambridge on the future of medical sciences that also celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Department of Medicine. The Master of Trinity College at Cambridge, Professor Dame Sally Davis, spoke in October at the inaugural Gabriel Leung Lecture, and the School of Chinese Medicine marked its 25th anniversary with the 12th Pong Ding Yun International Symposium on Chinese Medicine, which looked at globalization of Chinese medicine and integrative medicine and attracted participants from the region, Europe, North America, and Australia. Patient benefits. Our efforts to continuously improve our teaching and research and widen our networks of collaboration all have one goal in mind, which is to benefit patients. Here, too, we need to move with the times. In a sense, there is also a bottom-up focus developing in patient care. Primary health care, which starts well before patients should ever need hospital care, has at long last been given a boost by the government. The primary health care blueprint was released a year ago. Professor Sophia Chen in the School of Nursing, who was formerly Hong Kong's Secretary for Food and Health, played a major role in this development. And it outlines the establishment of 18 district health centers across Hong Kong. The purpose is to be a first point of contact for patient care, chronic disease management, health promotion, and the like. From October this year, HKUMed assembled the role of medical consultant in 3 of these centers. This will have multiple benefits for patients and for us, enhancing professional training for our students and research into primary care. Over the past year, we have also introduced a multi-source feedback system for clinical services. This recognizes that patient care is not simply about disease outcomes, but involves broader aspects of competencies, such as interpersonal skills, compassion, professionalism, and trust. Health systems around the world are increasingly assessing such competencies, and it dovetails very well with our efforts to promote a people-first culture in HKUMed. Our staff have also been very good at identifying ways to engage with the community to promote health and provide people with sound, reliable information. Just to cite a few examples, Dr. Wendy Chen and her team have launched Support Plus to raise awareness of palliative care and help cancer patients and their families. The Hong Kong Youth Stroke team has collaborated with community partners to help stroke patients and their caregivers. And now many Hong Kong HKUMed scholars, especially those from the School of Nursing and the School of Public Health, have been at the forefront of the campaign for tobacco control to protect our city from the irreversible damage and harm of tobacco consumption. People First is not only related to our clinical work, it is also about how our staff and students. As a faculty, we aim to nourish our people by listening to them through town halls, retreats, and the like, involving them in the Hong Kong HKUMed's development, and providing opportunities for self-care. Yoga sessions and city farming have recently been initiated on campus to provide short therapeutic breaks from the bench, the bedside, and the computer. We have a student wellness team that provides a range of counseling and psychotherapy services and organizes wellness-related events. In all of our endeavors, we aim to enhance connectivity among people at all levels and respond to them. I cannot emphasize enough how important this is to me. At a seminar in July, a student asked me how I would define success for Hong Kong HKUMed. How would I tell that I am doing a good job? I feel this is not measured simply by our ranking in the world or how good we are in receiving research funds and being perceived by others in Hong Kong. It is not measured only by numerical indices. It should be reflected in how the best students and staff want to be part of the Hong Kong HKUMed family, and how they enjoy themselves while they are here, and how alumni, donors, and other valued members of the community want to contribute to our growth. To those of you graduating today, you will of course always be part of the Hong Kong HKUMed family. But let me also say this to those who might not make it to the graduation, that as soon as you set foot on Hong Kong HKUMed, you are and will forever be treated as one of us. Dr. Kenneth Leung Siu Sing was one of our MBBS students. His dedication towards medical scientific research and his determination to becoming a Hong Kong HKU medical graduate have taught me a lot about love, humanism, and the meaning of life. Kenneth was a budding biological scientist, obtaining a first-class honors in BSc in biochemistry study at CUHK in 2013. Master of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, also at CUHK in 2015, and PhD in Microbiology at the University of Hong Kong in 2018. His strongest desire was to be able to apply what he learned from the laboratory to benefit patients. Thus, he joined our MBBS program in 2019. In his class, Kenneth was well liked by fellow classmates and teachers. And he continued to work with his labmates from his PhD years to study the virulence of infective agents such as mycobacterium, tuberculosis, HIV, and COVID-19. In January 2021, however, Kenneth discovered a few swollen glands in his neck while practicing palpation skills on himself. Unfortunately, those glands later turned out to be malignant, and further investigations showed he had stage 4, i.e. terminal, undifferentiated nasopharyngeal carcinoma with bone and liver metastasis. He fought for over 2.5 years, but eventually succumbed 2 months ago. The courage that Kenneth showed during his fight against his own illness cannot be more inspiring. Not only did he allow his fellow classmates to practice the clinical skills on him palpating the enlarged lymph glands and his liver, he would not give up on his studies In between chemo and immunotherapies, he would continue to perform experiments in the microbiology laboratory, and he published 5 first-rated research articles in renowned microbiology journals during his illness. He would not give up on his MBBS study even when he was so weakened by the disease and the treatment. He begged his older brother, who is also one of our graduates, to take time off to accompany him to classes. 3 days before he left us, he was still planning his next experiments, and he was telling his parents how he must keep going so that he would one day come on this stage and be conferred MBBS Hong Kong U. He didn't make it. But Kenneth's never give up spirits are one of the greatest lessons I have learned. Although he did not make it to this hall as a graduate, he will forever be a dear member of the HKUMed family. May Kenneth rest in peace. Coming back to our graduates today, as I said at the outset, this is the first part of the journey with us. I hope you have gained not only skills and knowledge, but also valuable insights and friendships. We will always welcome you back with open arms. I hope, in turn, that you will be proactive in passing the benefits on to the next generation of students and join us by contributing to the future work and success of HKUMed. For now, take the greatest pleasure in celebrating your achievements and moving forward to the next stage of your professional development. My warmest congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much.